Well, back to the border and Title 42. The Biden administration says it plans to appeal the ruling that keeps the Trump-era pandemic policy in place. Border Patrol says the mass influx is overwhelming agents there, with more than 234,000 migrants apprehended just in April, a sharp spike from the same time last year. Brandon Judd is the president of the National Border Patrol Council. He joins us now. So the administration kind of caught a break, even though it seems like it doesn't want one.
Yeah, it was an unwanted break. This judge just issued a ruling that's forcing them to keep Title 42 in place. And if this administration was smart, they would take a step back and they would look at this and say, this is the political reprieve that we need. They can actually use the guise of the rule of law to implement policies that will allow us to secure the border once and for all. They just haven't done that to this point. But because of this ruling, they can actually take a step back and do right by the American public. Will they? I doubt it.
Listen to Senator Marshall. He was on with Mornings with Maria. Watch here.
He told the migrants that are stacked up like cordwood on the other side of the river that Title 42 is not ending. Joe Biden has to stop sending this signal to everybody. He needs to stop making this a magnet. When he announced he was ending Title 42, that was the magnet for the rest of the world.
What do you hear from your members about what the senator just said? He said that the migrants are stacked up like cordwood on the other side of the border.
Well, we know that, and that's why the numbers are so high right now. If we don't actually use enforcement techniques, if we don't have operations that will actually secure the border, which is what we're lacking right now, then we're going to continue to see these people cross the border in numbers that aren't imaginable. We never imagined that we would be at this particular place in time. But that's simply because of the catch and release program, because people are being rewarded for violating our laws. They want to be in the United States, and when they cross the border illegally and they wave at the cameras and then they get released, that message is sent throughout the entire world. And cartels are then able to go into these countries and advertise their services and convince people to come to the United States simply on the fact that they're going to be rewarded by being released into the United States.
Bill Malugin just reported about the I think it was the Big Bend sector. He showed this video. It was incredible to me, of migrants who were all dressed in camo, like in full-fledged camo gear. So it was obviously a sophisticated operation. Look at that. Now, all 32 of them were apprehended, but the resources it takes to try to get them, the sophistication of the cartels and the coyotes that are helping make this happen, and the number of drugs that they're bringing across. I'll give you a chance to comment on that, and as well as just this thing that really opened my eyes. Bill Malugin said an American juvenile was found with fentanyl packets strapped all around his body, trying to smuggle them into the country on behalf of the cartel.
Well, what's interesting about that caption right there is it shows what DPS is doing throughout the entire state of Texas. I wish we had that in New Mexico, Arizona, and California. If we did, then more people would see the dangerous aspect of border security. What you're looking at in McAllen and Del Rio is you're looking at people that are giving up. If you go to my sector in Tucson, Arizona, where I patrol, it's not like that. People are running like what you're seeing right now on your screen. People are trying to evade apprehension, dressed in camouflage, wanting to get away. And because of that, it creates gaps in our coverage, forces us to go after these individuals, and then the cartels are able to strap the dangerous products such as fentanyl, cocaine to juveniles' bodies and have them cross the border illegally. This is a serious situation that is killing United States citizens, and this administration isn't doing anything about it because they're so stacked with open border activists in the White House. They have to push back against that. They have to take this judge's ruling and use it in their favor, well, in the favor of the American public, to push back and actually do what's right by us.
Brandon Judd, thank you. We'll stay in touch with you this week as we get going here on a Monday. Jillian?